Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Man About Town. Oh, maybe a little late, but we were, just chatting, having tea and crumpets. Uh, we are a production of 321 Media, and we are proudly sponsored by our presenting sponsor, Valenti Subaru at Dunn's Corners. I went on their website today because I wanted to see what's going on there. And in addition to the Foresters, the Ascents, the Outbacks, the Imprezas, the Legacies, the Hybrids, I saw some pricing that was just amazing. And I'm not going to get specific to each automobile and each price. You can do that. But I saw financing as low as, and I had to look 3 times, 1.9% for up to 36 months. So all this talk about the economy, not that the economy is fabulous, but they're fighting it at Valenti. Low prices on pre-owned cars, brand new cars, and you've got great, honest people who've been around a long time in the automotive business. Go see Bruce Morrow, and his staff. They will take very good care of you. Tell them you want to know about that 1.9 financing. And as we talk about good pricing and good stuff, third Wednesday of the month, look who I got. I got the movie guy, Bill Daugherty, from the Mystic Luxury Cinemas, the All South County Cinemas, Madison Cinema, and the Westbrook 12.
12, yes, we got 12 screens, although we're only operating with 9 right now. A couple of the screens are down.
9 screens, still pretty good.
It still is, certainly by today's industry.
So it's only been a month, but you always have news.
Always have something going on. Yes. We're coming through our spring here right now, and it's been great to see the families coming back to the theaters. I see that in our trade publications. Also, as we speak, it is our annual convention out in Las Vegas, CinemaCon. I've been speaking to Raj and to Harold. They've been over there looking for some new equipment.
Does Raj get sleep, or does he just watch
movie
after
he watches
movie
movies,
after movie?
over 200 of them a year. But as part of his job, we send him out to Vegas to keep an eye on my partner there.
And he never goes in the casino. He just goes to the movie theaters.
Goes to the movies. Well,
the screening rooms.
Screenings, they see screenings. And there's a lot of different seminars and
I'm sure.
trade show, and you get to see all the new equipment. It's pretty exciting thing.
And he probably gets to know all the film company people.
Oh, sure.
He's been there so many times.
Yeah, he's got to be introduced to some pretty high executives with the film companies, which is a great experience for the young man. And I'm happy to do that for Raj.
That's great.
But while he's away, I've been going down. I was there just a few minutes ago, came in from South Kingstown, saw our staff down there. Jack and Harley were there, ready, had the theater open, and it was looking good. So
wonderful.
Yeah, yep.
Raj, by the way, is the manager at the South Kingstown theaters.
That's correct.
All South County.
Raj is a Westerly resident, some of you folks might recognize him. Maybe you went to school with him, but his family also operates Hauser Chocolates. And luckily for us, he had more of a passion for movies than chocolate. But so happy to have.
Boy, does he ever have a passion for movies.
He does. I was just talking to somebody about this while I was down there. All the years I've been doing it, I don't really recall anybody's passion being as high for both sides of the business. Including myself. I love the business side of this. I do not like the film side, as you know. Raj loves the film side, and he loves the business side.
Yeah.
And it's
and
really rare.
And that theater, it's as though he owns every piece of it, because last time I was down there, I pull into the parking lot, and there's plenty of free parking there. I pull into the parking lot. He's outside washing the windows. Yep. And it's all your theaters are so great.
Well, we try to keep them clean. That is one thing I try to keep up on, and my teams know I have zero tolerance for a theater not being cleaned properly. Now, is it perfect every time? No, when you're dealing with this amount of volume and certain days. But when we close those theaters at night, after everybody goes home, nobody's allowed to leave until that theater is ready to open for the team the next morning, especially in a Mystic where we open up every single morning. We can't be walking in there at 9 o'clock in the morning and they didn't have that ready from the night before. It just will not
Exactly.
work.
Well, you have movies that early.
Oh, sure. Oh, the Mystic Day goes on at 10 o'clock. There was about 100 people there this morning. We got the kids on school.
By the way, I don't think our friends out there saw this. Oh my God, this thing's as big as I am. Bill came in with this. Best popcorn in New England.
There you go. We'd like to think so.
And why is that?
Well, popped with pride.
Popped with pride, but you don't pour yellow plastic on top of it.
Nope, we use the real butter, which really finishes it off, so that when the patrons finally, it's their turn to consume it, I guess, so to speak. It's got real butter on it. It certainly tastes better. That's the word I was looking for.
Great.
And that's how it was when I was a young kid growing up. I'd watch my dad in his theaters, and they all served real butter, and it kind of got away from that in the early '80s.
That's a shame.
It is.
Well, I think you said at one point that you are, at least in southern New England, the only theater that uses real butter, to your knowledge.
To my knowledge. There might be some pocketed throughout New England, but I know the big chains are not going to. The cost is considerably different. It really is. But in my opinion, it gives us the opportunity to put the best product out.
But when I've been at your theaters, other than me, nobody goes in and says, I want the baby size. They get the big, and they get it because it's good.
Yeah. Had a gentleman yesterday. I was down in the lobby in Mystic, and a gentleman, he and his wife loved the popcorn so much that when we were closed during the pandemic, they would come by every week and buy a bag. Well, yesterday came in and he bought a big yellow bag for him and his wife.
And you can do that.
You can still do that. We still sell the bags of popcorn to go. But, we're looking forward to the new season coming upon us. The Michael Jackson film is coming out on
end of this month.
Yeah, on the 23rd. Next Thursday will open. The following week is the big one for us, is The Devil Wears Prada 2. And we're already selling a lot of tickets for that one.
Do you do a lot in pre-sales generally?
It's a part of the business that when I got into didn't exist. And so to see that, how much that's changed, where my dad would open up a movie and he really wouldn't even take in $1 until 6:30 on that Friday night of a movie opening. Right? Everything was cash.
Right.
And so what would happen is...
That's right. No credit cards.
No pre-sales. So he wouldn't know really what a picture was going to do until that 6:30 you'd open up the door for the 7 o'clock show. And it didn't matter what movie it was, like Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's how it worked. Now, obviously, you knew what the big ones were, and you were geared up so that you were ready, but you'd have a big line of people that would form at the door, where that we don't have anymore, where the tickets are brought ahead of time. The film companies do tell us when they can go on sale. We just can't randomly pick dates and put them on. So that is dictated by the film companies. But if you get a big blockbuster, sometimes that's a month or maybe even a little bit further than that, or maybe it's 2 weeks out. But I'm always able to pretty much gauge on what a film will do by the pre-sales.
Michael Jackson, is that selling?
Yes, not on the same level as Devil Wears Prada. And Devil Wears Prada is a week after that. And
who is in Devil Wears Prada?
Oh, it's Meryl Streep. And
so it's the same cast?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. And so that part of the industry has changed, which is good for us, because obviously we were getting access to the money before the actual patronage coming into the theater. And
it also is a predictor, kind of.
Yeah,
you can get an idea that this movie's going to sell.
Oh, I could tell. The show that I always keep an eye on, to me, the big indicator is the Thursday night premiere night. Yes, but there's a certain demographic that likes to see those on that opening night of Thursday.
Right.
The show that I always...
Nationwide, they open on Friday. Usually,
right, but now we're able to get a pre-showing the night before. But the show that I like to look at and keep an eye on is, believe it or not, Friday AM show.
Really?
And I'm able to look at that show and pretty close be able to see how the week will go, how the weekend will go.
No matter the weather.
Well, you got to factor that in
I was
too.
going to say the last 2 days here, everybody's running around so happy. You must be,
Yeah, well,
because it's so nice and warm here.
I'm glad you brought that up. Your case in point is this week here, the kids are off from school in Connecticut.
Right.
So our Connecticut theaters have been doing very, very well. Mystic this morning, there's quite a few people there at 10 o'clock this morning. South Kingstown, they're not out till next week. So what happens is obviously we can't draw that crowd, and then the weather broke. So South Kingstown was like
Everybody's happy about the sunshine except you and your partner.
right, and where we didn't have the kids off from school, that was able to offset that in Connecticut. Rhode Island was very, very quiet yesterday, and I understand. We all live
Well,
in
cheer up. It's going to rain tonight.
I
So you might do very well tonight.
I look at the whole year, and I know that.
Oh, I know you do. I know you do.
I was having that conversation with somebody the other day. We were talking about the theater business, and I, reminded him that if you really want to be in this business, I'll guarantee you're going to have 120 days that are going to be very, very good. You're going to be very happy. There'll be a lot of people in your buildings, a lot of energy, but you're also going to have 120 days that you're going to scratch your head and ask yourself, why am I doing this?
How am I going to pay the bills?
How am I going to pay the bills? And the other 120 in the middle, we just kind of throw them up. A good one, too bad, too good. They all kind of wash out. But this is very important. If in this in general business, if you're not willing to sit there for those 120 bad days, you don't get the 120 good.
Yeah.
So my partner and I understand that. There's a lot of variables that come into it. Film. I could have the film and the weather's not right. Or I could have pouring rain, but if the film isn't right, it's not going to work. You get the two of those working together, there's your home run.
So if I were a meteorologist, I would say forecast for next week will be rain every day, and the devil wears Prada in 2 screens, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I have done some TV segments with some stations in Connecticut, and I've met some of the weathermen, and I always tell them, you're my worst enemy when you show me 7 yellow dots on the 7-day forecast. So what are you doing?
Yeah. Oh, they get a lot of heat. They get heat when it rains or snows, and people say, but I have a wedding next week, or I have a plane to take.
And again, to show you how fine that line is, I've shared this with folks too. If you want to be successful in the theater business, it's real simple. You need 3 12s. You need 12 blockbuster movies, one a month. You need 12 days of rain in the summer, June, July, August.
Right.
It's only one a week. And then you need your 12 days of Christmas. And if those 3 all align perfect, you're going to have a very successful year. But when things don't align, when you don't have that extra blockbuster, now you're going another 2 months before that. I'm talking the real big blockbusters. That's a challenge.
All right. So what real big blockbusters are coming besides Devil Wears Prada?
We got Christopher Nolan's Odyssey, which is that's going to be very big. That's in,
is that Marvel?
No, that's in July.
Okay.
We have another Toy Story coming.
Okay.
Another Toy Story, so that'll be good. And then I know there's another Minions coming. There's another Moana. I believe that's for Thanksgiving. I mean, we're already working on our films for Christmas and beyond.
Do you know what you're getting for Thanksgiving and Christmas? Well, you just said Moana, right?
Yeah, and I mean, the answer is if I looked them up, yes, I would know which films are stay there. I don't know.
And how are you doing with? I was in the Village, I don't know, a week or 2 ago in Mystic, and you had a sign up on the window of some of the old time stuff that's coming. What are some of those wonderful old movies?
Oh,
that you
yeah.
because you do very well with those.
We do. Yesterday we showed Clueless, and we had a nice crowd in there. Bridges over Madison County. We showed that. Let me just kind of double check here. I just had that page up. I could talk to you about that a little bit more. Breakfast at Tiffany's on the 26th of April, and You've Got Mail on.
Wow, that's a real old one. That's Audrey Hepburn.
Now that's part of our Sunday morning classic series, 10:30 on Sundays, and that'll be coming to an end here. We'll start that up again in the fall. Then we also have a flashback series. This might be more what you were talking about.
Yeah.
This is every Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Let's see.
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. Well, for next couple of weeks. And the next ones will be Dazed and Confused on April 21st. April 28th, Perks of Being a Wallflower, and Knives Out on May 5th.
Knives Out, I've heard of. The others.
Yeah, I remember that. The other ones, Dazed and Confused. I don't know what year it was, but that was pretty popular. Is that what it was? Okay, yeah. And then just to review a couple things, Bridesmaids, the 15th anniversary, April 17th, which is what, 2 days.
I saw Bridesmaids in the theater 2 seatings in a row.
Really?
Right.
Now, is it that you liked it that much, or you had a big popcorn to get through?
My friend's little sister was coming to the later show,
Ah.
and so I lied and told her that I saw a different movie because she didn't want to watch it by herself.
So you watched it?
So you were a nice guy.
Twice.
Times in a row. Yeah.
Did you like it at least?
I loved it.
Oh.
Yeah. By the way, strong Irish accent in that movie.
Ah.
Yeah, which you had just mentioned before,
Right.
but from a real Irishman.
Real Irish. Okay. All right. So
I just to go back to that, we were talking about the classical series. That is something that, especially over, I'd say, the last 2 years, we've really expanded that series. We do it at all the theaters now. Harold's daughter Sam does all of our buying now for the film, and these take an awful lot of time to put this together, because she's got to negotiate with the film companies, scheduling, the marketing of them, and some of them work. Some of them work very well. Others do not, and we're okay with that. We really are, because we know that going in.
who picks the time? Does she? Because she's young, but does she look at past stuff and pick the titles?
Oh, sure.
Do the film companies make the suggestions to
No,
her?
this is her schedule. And she'll maybe work with Raj and her dad on that.
Getting tips on what works, what people like.
Again, I'm the last one they're going to ask, which is okay.
Uh-huh.
But it's a great experience for her, and it to me, it's so important in our theater, because we know we're going to have slow times. We know that. So why not plug some holes with the films like these? Because the people that come down to see them are there for a very specific reason. They're not there to waste time to see. That's probably not a good way of putting it, but they're not there just to pass time and see a movie. There's a specific reason they're there for that movie, and I know that they're going to have a great experience. Those people that saw Clueless last night,
Yeah.
they're going to go out into the public and talk about what a great time they had last night.
I was listening, and I honestly cannot remember, because I listened to a lot of stuff. I know it was a female, and it was a talk thing, and the woman was saying that everything was going wrong in her life, and she didn't want to be alone in the house and just sit again and stream something.
Mhm.
She said, I wanted to be with a community.
Right.
I went to the movies, and it felt so good, because I hadn't been there. She actually said she hadn't been there in years.
Mm.
And she said, I got popcorn. You could feel the people around you. You could hear the whispers. And she said, I loved it.
Well, that's a good point. I shared with you that we're having our annual theater convention right now out in Vegas. And so I'm seeing a lot of the news feeds come on my phone. And one of the things that they've been talking a lot about out there, which, by the way, I've been seeing it for a long time, is Gen Z coming back to the theaters. And I have never doubted this. And in my world, the more, and I want you to correct me, and Ben, you correct me if you feel I'm wrong too, the more content we are putting in front of everybody, isn't it nice every once in a while to stop that? Well, how do we do that? Well, isn't it nice to go see a movie? And somebody would say, well, that's content too. It is, but
But
it's
it takes you away.
it takes you away from that
Yeah.
reality into a nice story and not
Yeah.
be sitting there.
Or maybe not a nice story, but it takes you to a different world.
Right. You can
a
learn
different
something,
place.
and you're not going to get that at your homes. You're not going to get that inviting your friends to look on your cell phone to watch a movie. No, it's not going to. At a movie theater, it's very, very important.
Yeah, it is. And all those people that predicted when the Blockbuster stores opened back in the, what was that, 70s maybe or 80s?
Yep.
When the Blockbuster film stores opened, they all said, well, that's it for the movie theaters. But it wasn't, and Blockbuster's gone now.
And I've been living this for 50 something years, since 1970, when my dad took a single screen theaters to the Twins. He was building 2-screen theaters. So that's where I saw the evolution from a single screen into the Twins. Well, that was over 50 years ago. That's a lot of movies we've shown in between. Have the venues changed? Yes. You and I have talked a lot about that, about the days of the drive-ins, your second run theaters. I can go on and on and on about this, but the love of being in a theater seeing a first run movie, that's never changed. Never. But
That's right.
do people's habits change? Yeah, but
sure
they do. But that does not mean.
And you said that when your dad first started, Saturday nights he wore a tuxedo.
Tuxedo, yes.
To the theaters to
That's right.
act as an usher or a greeter.
And he'd be bringing 1,000 people in at one setting into the single screen, 1,000 seats.
Well, that's right. Most of those old theaters had balconies.
Yes.
Big balconies.
Yeah. I mean, I remember the stories he would share with me when he was the head usher at the Cine Web. If you went in there as an employee and your shoes weren't polished, you were sent home. That's
and
true.
now it would be if your sneakers aren't tied, right? Nobody's sending you home.
Now
for
you can't
anything.
even find an usher. They don't exist.
No, they don't.
They don't. I know there are certain theater chains out there going to more of a self-serve system with the ticketing, and also I've seen it now where they're having the self-serve concession stands, and that's not what we do. That's not what we do.
No.
To me, when you
got to have a face. And what I love about your theaters, and I'm not saying this to make you feel good, but if there is someone like a Lorraine or a Raj or you, or even a concession person who isn't busy, when I walk out having seen the movie, they say, thank you for coming.
Some acknowledgement.
Or what did you think?
Exactly. When
and who asks that? Who does that anymore?
We do.
They do. Yeah.
We do. When Harold and I have looked at these different projects, and even before I met Harold, to me, one of the most important parts of this industry is the connection with your team and with your patrons. I was just down there talking to a manager about it just a half hour ago in South Kingstown, because if you're not connecting with those two sides, you're not going to stay at your job very long because you're not going to like it. But if you do connect with both sides of that, a lot of fun working in a movie theater. It really is.
We're going to connect right now with some of our local sponsors.
Okay, sounds
because they put us and keep us in business as much as Valenti Subaru does at Dunn's Corners, and we are very grateful for that. We will be back with Bill Doherty from the world of movies in 2 states at least. We'll be back very shortly. Stay with us.
Wood River Health provides medical, dental, and behavioral health care to over 10,000 people a year, even when they can't afford to pay for the care they need. The cost of providing health care services has increased, and the grant funding we receive doesn't fully cover the cost of patient care. We, like other community health centers across the country, count on community support to keep our doors open. With your help, we can keep serving as a safety net for your neighbors. Will you help us invest in our mission?
Oh, let's go down to Toscanos. Men shop downtown Westerly, where style and class go hand in hand. You can look your best and dress to please. buy the right shoe, get the left one free. And if Paulie makes fun of you, you get an even bigger discount too. Tuscano's men's shop since 1911.
If you want a sweet treat or a bite to eat, if you're shopping for the week or a great piece of meat, there's only one place to go. Meet me at Dunn's Corners Market. Meet me at Dunn's Corners Market. If you're here for the weekend or you're here for a lifetime, meet me at Dunn's Corners Market.
She's everywhere. She's everywhere. She's a man about town and she knows what's going down.
And we are back. We have now criticized half the world, but we are back. As I always say, great conversations when you guys are watching our great commercials. We're back with Bill Doherty from, and you know something, when I mentioned you to someone, actually I mentioned you to Ocean Lombard Monday night. She has a podcast here. She goes to Westerly High School. She is truly an influencer. She's into everything. And she said to me, who do you have on Wednesday? So I mentioned you and I said, Bill, and I always begin with from Mystic Luxury Cinemas. And she said, oh, I said, and all South County cinemas. Oh, I didn't know it was there. I said, and I mentioned the theater in Madison and the 10 or the 12.
She goes to high school?
She is a senior at the high school. She was named Student of the Month. She works with the Secretary of State. She is Miss Rhode Island,
Miss Rhode Island's teen.
Miss Rhode Island's teen. She was just in the Miss America contest.
So,
she is an influencer.
So what day is she going to call me for my interview?
Okay. I will contact her as well.
That'd be nice. It'd be nice to talk to, somebody.
She's got to be 17, 18
Right,
years old.
right. Well,
Very smart.
as I always say, those are our future patrons. I had a great experience.
She's your Gen
Gen Z.
See?
That's exactly
17,
it.
18 years old.
And that'd be a great conversation to have with her because I firmly believe now she grew up on cell phones and watching all this content.
That's right.
But boy, when I have that right movie that she wants to see, she's going to want to be there with her friends to see that movie.
Maybe we'll bring her down to Mystic in May because we are going to be doing the show on May 20th, if I've got my Wednesdays right. Third Wednesday in May, I believe, is the 20th. We will be doing Man About Town from the Mystic Luxury Cinema. And I imagine you might be giving out a few passes to people.
We will. I like that idea. We'll be right there. So we'll give away some tickets.
You'll hear more from us about that as we go. But I do believe that is our third Wednesday.
I was talking to you about our future moviegoers. One of the things that I love to do is to promote the industry and movie going. And the other day I was in Starbucks getting my partner a coffee.
One of those $23 coffees?
Yeah, they're expensive, but that's okay. She's worth it. I spinach and feta wrap too. She loves so.
Oh, you had food with that.
Right.
Too.
I was being the nice partner, and I brought that up to her at work. But anyways, I was there, and there was a young family, a husband and wife, and they had maybe he was 3 years old, And this guy had a lot of energy in him. He's running all around.
Oh, he's 3.
He's
yeah.
3. And I wanted to make sure that those parents knew how jealous I was, because it wasn't me having that fun with the kids.
Yeah.
You know, I love that and I miss it. I had the joy of being a dad when he was really young, but there's something really special when they're that little. So we had a nice conversation about it. I left, and then I went to my car, and then I came back in, and all of a sudden I walk over to the table, and they were a little startled. They said, "Oh, did we miss something?" And I pull out of my pocket 3 movie tickets. And I said, "Would you please do me a favor?" I said, "Would you make sure that you take my new little buddy here to his first movie at my movie theater?"
So they had no idea that
No idea.
you were the movie guy.
They had no idea. And I love doing that. And then again,
Do you have something coming up for kids that little, that have the interest span of a gnat?
well, he's a little, maybe a year away from it. But right
Yeah.
now we have Mario. We'll have Toy Story here in a couple of months.
Okay.
But it is an incredibly important thing to every child, in my opinion, the first time they go see a movie. And we
And they never forget it, do
no,
they?
No.
Do you remember your first one, Ben?
Land Before Time.
Okay, where'd you see that?
I don't know because I was too little.
Okay.
But I also remember the first time I went to Regal
Uh-huh,
cinemas
yeah.
in Pawtucket. Yeah, I remember my first time in most movie theaters. But Land Before Time, I was too little to remember where I was at.
Mine was, because I know you're going to ask me, mine was, there's actually 2. I believe they came out in pretty close to the same year, so I'm not sure which one was before, but was the Charlotte's Web
Yeah.
at the Cine Web, Swiss Family Robinson in the Milford Post. And then the other one that I remember very vividly was in 1970, my dad opened up the first 2-screen theater up in Enfield. It sat by I-91 right there. And it was a big deal for back then. And the first movie they opened was John Wayne and the Cowboys. And so my dad was busy. He's doing his thing to get the theater open. So he put me in the auditorium in a chair with a popcorn to watch it. And to this day, I'm still petrified of Bruce Dern. that scene there got me when I was a little kid, but he was the meanest. Got some great.
There's a guy, a good friend of mine, who's on vacation this week. I'm cat sitting for him, but we were talking about this, and he said years ago he saw Vincent Price in the House of Wax.
Yeah.
And he said that did it for him for life. He
Yes.
could never look at Vincent Price again. When Vincent Price did game shows, when he was terrified. Now this guy is now 62 years old. And well, Vincent Price is gone, but he said if Vincent Price were around, I still wouldn't
Through
go
my
see
child,
him.
that is true, because through my childhood, I was not a fan of Bruce Dern.
Yeah.
But he was a great actor.
Yeah.
That's what he was doing. He was doing his job, and he was acting with
Bruce Dern is actually in one of my very favorite movies that I want to take the Rotary Club to at your theater, called Nebraska.
Yes. Oh.
Oh, he was nominated for an Oscar for that.
That was a great movie. The black and white.
Yep. And June.
Squibb.
Thank you. I was going to say that was her first movie, at least in a long time.
There's a great example of about a great story on the big white square.
Yes.
Because it was in black and white,
yeah.
which by today's kind of outdated. But yet the story was so good. Matter of fact, the black and white really worked well with that.
Now, neither one of you asked me my first movie.
Nope, we didn't care.
Because
I have movies?
Because we know it's a silent one. We know it's silent.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
well,
so
I know what I can do to you, but and it's a food product.
Which one? What was it?
Now, I honestly don't remember my first movie as a little kid, but this is a good movie story. I was, I believe, 9 years old, 8 or 9. That's young. It's not, 3 or 4. But My Uncle Leo was going to take me to New York City to see the Rockettes at Madison Square Garden and the Christmas show.
Yeah.
And he had planned it, and my parents said, okay. And we lived in New Jersey, and he came and he picked me up, and I was so excited. I was going to see the Rockettes, and we were going to see this. Well, either they weren't selling tickets ahead of time, I don't think, in those years. And we got there and we stood in line forever, freezing outside. And by the time we got up to where the box office was, they said, sorry, this performance is sold out.
Yeah.
And my lower lip kind of went out. And Uncle Leo said, we will go to the movies. There's a movie right next door. There's a Frank Sinatra picture. And we saw The Man with the Golden Arm,
Yeah.
which was all about shooting up. That was the golden arm.
There you go,
And
boy.
I loved the movie. And we got home and my parents said, how were the Rockettes? And I said, we didn't see them, but we saw this great movie. They yelled at my uncle so much he cried. It was a sad memory, but that I said, it's okay. I loved it. And I'm going like this. I thought my father was going to kill his brother right there. But that was the movie that I loved and still do.
Which brings me back to, and I just had this conversation down there with a couple of folks in South Kingstown, the importance of our movie theaters and the preservation of them.
And you remember memories.
That's right.
And that's what you do.
Well, just think back just a couple of years ago.
You talk about your double bridesmaids, and you did it because you were a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you going to sit home and watch a DVD, the same DVD twice in a row? No.
Yeah.
But you're sitting here today with a smile on your face. It didn't even matter that you saw it twice. As a matter of fact, it was a third time.
That's not a smile.
Yeah. But it's but
we're only going to have about 15 or 18 minutes more, and I don't want to take away from what.
No, we've been having
some. Do you want to talk about because we always have new audiences, people that have just found us, that have just moved here. They may
let's
not
go over some of the things
know,
that we've talked about.
We now have graduation, looking at smack in the face, Mother's Day, Father's Day, weddings.
Well, nothing better than the gift of entertainment. We've talked about that many times. Got a bunch of different programs that are really nice. We have a gift card, which is a plastic card that you can load for any amount of money you'd like, which is nice. Sometimes folks like to give it to their parents, and their movies are paid for the year. So we can put any amount on that. Family gift packs, we've spoken about those. Those are very, very popular.
Well, for the Gen Zs who are graduating, what's better than the movie packs?
There you go. You could give somebody movies for the whole summer. Our gift packs, $54, which includes 4 movie tickets, your concessions for popcorn and candy. Those are special occasion gift packs, we call them. So that could be a graduation, could be somebody's birthday, any holiday. So those are very popular. Those are available all the time. Also, online gift certificates are available, which is nice. If you wake up at 2:00 in the morning and you need to send somebody a gift certificate, we can do that too nowadays.
Look at that. Isn't that great?
Yeah, it certainly has changed.
So even if you've forgotten an occasion, you're saying, oh my God, this thing is tomorrow or Sunday. What am I going to do? Where do I go? You can just go to the computer or to the theater.
Well, and I can also tell you, this is kind of my own opinion, but the person that you're looking to get that gift for, probably 90% of the time would rather have the gift of entertainment over something that they may not be using, but
or
the gift of entertainment
like.
or may not like, right, exactly. Right. And
well, that's what you sell. You sell entertainment and experiences.
That's right.
I mean, like the woman that I heard who said, suddenly I wasn't lonely. I was surrounded by people. Even though we weren't all talking to each other, we were sharing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've walked into some theaters, some competitors' theaters recently,
Name
and
names.
no, I can't. I
They
can't.
let you in?
I can't do that. But I see the new environment that's being created with this more of a self-serve,
I
taking away that personal
Yeah.
contact. And all I can compare it to is the way we do it. And I was just down in South Kingstown, like you said, a few minutes ago. Very, very quiet day. But you know something?
because it's beautiful out.
Because it is
That's
beautiful, and
why.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But yet, if you walked into the lobby, there was still an energy there. There were two staff. They were clean. Actually, there was three staff. They had some cleaning projects going on. They were doing all the work behind the concession stand. And then when some patrons walked in, I could hear them greeting the people as they're walking up towards the concession stand. And that's what we're talking about, that connection with the patrons and the patrons connecting with us. The worst thing would be is a patron walking up to our concession stand and having somebody there that doesn't care. That's where there's a problem.
What I hate, talk about doesn't care, regardless of the business. I go and I want to see somebody, and the guy's on the phone behind the counter.
No,
But you see it all the
all the time.
You constantly see that.
There is I don't want to use any names, but there is I'll call it a local chain that has self-checkout.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, there's most of them do now.
most of them do now. Okay. But there's a particular one I don't go to for that reason. I go to their competitor knowing I might pay a few extra nickels. But when I went to this one, as I'm walking up to the store, I predicted to myself, I said it out loud, the only interaction I'm going to have with any person working there. And I was right to the exact word. Okay, I walked in, I got my items, I checked myself out, and as I was leaving, all I got was, have a good one. And I knew that they were going to say that to me because it was said to me
Yeah.
maybe a few weeks before that.
And they're going to say it to everybody who comes through.
So you're telling me that as a consumer, I'm going into this business, I'm going to support this business. They are going to make money off me. I'm going to be supporting their people that are working there, the payroll, and support the heat and utilities and insurance and taxes. And the only thing I'm going to get out of that is have a good one.
Yep.
That's why I don't
Apparently.
go. That's why I don't go.
4 words.
Yes.
Have a good one.
You know, but luckily I got that, because if you don't get that, you're going to have a machine yelling at you, thanking you for shopping there.
Yeah.
That machine doesn't care that I just spent $40 there.
No.
You know, but if somebody comes into that theater, we care. And you can see how passionate I am about this subject, because
Nah, not you.
no. It's what we sell, a great experience.
Sure. Absolutely.
I could deal with a lot of things at the theaters, but when I see people just not caring about working there, they have to leave. They have to leave.
Yeah.
You know, I feel the same way about myself and my partner. The day I stop caring about that on that level, I have to go.
Yeah. But
You know.
that day's not going to happen.
No, it's never happened since I started it, and I've always.
Now, you said your father started in 1970?
No, he started in
No, in the 50s.
1945.
Right? Wow. 1940.
So between he and I, we've been doing it for 81 years.
That's a lot of years. Yeah.
But to show you how he started.
Were you there for the opening of the first theater?
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Have a good one, Ben.
but to show you how he started out, he's 15 years old. His first job was, he was the assistant cleaner, and he started out as a part-time usher. And he eventually worked his way up to head usher, but he was fascinated with the projection back then. You know, he's 15, 16 years old.
Wow.
So back then they came on 20-minute reels. And we didn't even have electric rewind tables. So the projectionist would let my father come up there, and he'd have to hand rewind these 20-minute reels. So
they don't have projectors anywhere.
No.
Well, they do in your lobby.
In our lobbies.
Which are great.
Yeah.
Uh,
But that's how my dad started out. He'd go in there on Saturday mornings and clean the theater.
and had to be dressed up when people came.
Oh yeah, I have pictures of him with the whole uniform with the full lapel on, and he took it
Can
very
you imagine telling that to a teenager now looking for a part-time job? You got to dress. You have no dress codes, do you?
We provide a uniform for our teams. One of them is we allow our managers to wear our uniform that we provide. My partner and I have a little disagreement on this. To me, a theater manager.
But the kids in the back who are doing this really is as big as I am.
I can't even go into my theater, and I know my partner and I are so different on this one. I can't even go into my theater if I'm going to be representing that theater without a shirt and tie.
And as long as I've known you,
No.
You wear a shirt and tie all the time.
I cannot.
Unless you're working at the theater on your hands and knees, like when you were redoing South
Different
County.
story, but there's
Yeah.
been times where, say, I had to meet a contractor or somebody at the theater for just 10 minutes. There's times I have gone home, gone over 10-minute meeting, gone back and changed, but I will not represent the theater that way. No.
That really is something.
Yeah,
In your waning 5 to 7 minutes, we should talk about the theater rental.
yes, always a good one for us. Always. Back before COVID, we would occasionally do rentals, and we wouldn't really pursue them.
Explain for people who aren't sure maybe what a theater rental is, because I think a lot of people would hear that and think, well, I don't have 100 people in my office to bring.
Nope, we can do them many as 2 to 125, and we've done them for 2 people, and we've done them for 125. The best way to promote the program, I feel, is to anytime somebody calls me and asks for a rental and what is involved, I always kick it back to them. For you to design your rental, and then I do everything I can not to say no. Because each one's different. So for me to offer different things, it may not apply to what you're trying to do.
Right.
You might be just trying to come in, you and a friend, you want to see a quick movie. There might be some that want to set up for some catering. They may want to have, the concessions included. The other day we did one for the Groton seniors, where Lorraine and her team were in there at 7 o'clock in the morning setting up breakfast.
Yipe. What movie did the Groton seniors see?
Mission.
Wasn't The Man with the Golden Arm?
No, it was Project Hail Mary.
And
there were 80 seniors that came by. They've been doing this for years. They come down. There's a nice buffet set up with their breakfast. They get their table. They go to their table and eat right at the theater.
Isn't that great?
But see, again, that takes on a whole different meaning than.
And then they can take their coffee cup right into the auditorium, right?
Yep.
Or their juice or whatever.
But see, again, that rental is going to be a lot different than, say, if you wanted to come down with a couple of girlfriends and watch it.
Sure. You've done bridal showers and baby showers and
home movies, everything during
romance nights. Just a husband and wife who want to see a movie they love, like Casablanca.
Yep, we've had that.
We have enough time for you to tell my favorite story.
What's that?
The Man with the 80th birthday.
Oh, that's always.
I'll never hear that too many times.
I told that story to some folks the other day, and they loved it. I wish I had his number. I'd love to call him, but that involves a rental where there's a gentleman in Noank that keeps his boat there. He grew up, and his family's from the Hartford area, and he fell in love with our theater in Mystic and got to know Lorraine very well. And what they did was, it was his father's 80th birthday, and he told his father to come down to Mystic to meet in front of the theater. So the father has no idea what's going on, just that he's going to go out to lunch with his son for his birthday. So they pull up to the theater, they greet him, and they walk up the sidewalk, and all of a sudden the father looks over at the poster frames, and he sees a picture of himself. So then he gets very inquisitive, and he asks his son, "What's going on here?" And the son said, "Let's go inside the theater and see what's happening, Dad." They walked into Cinema 3, and boy, it was such pride. We had that theater set up with all of his family and friends. Now, picture at 80 years old, you open up a theater door at 9:30 in the morning on a Sunday, and there's your family. And they were honoring him for his birthday. And that was the first time we were able to show, it was more of a homemade movie about his life, his experience as a he served our country. So
And the other thing that I think is so great, the capability you have. Not only were you having a party at the theater and they had made a movie about his life, what about his friends who couldn't
That's
come?
what I was just about to say. Is
Great.
that this one?
That's the icing on the cake.
It really is. We haven't done it since then, but we were able to through Zoom be able to after his movie Zoom his friends from Seattle, Washington, and from Texas and a few other areas. They were talking to him back and forth on our screen, which was really something to see. And then the icing on the cake for me was after the show, he came up and he's thanking me, and I'm thanking him even more because I said, "Sir, the experience you gave me, I'll carry forever." I said, "But I got one more question for you." I said, "As a youngster," I said, "you grew up in the Hartford area and you probably went to the Cine Webb Theater in Wethersfield." And he said, "Oh, yes." He goes, "That was the premier theater." And that's when I pulled out a picture of my dad as an usher there in 1949, I believe it was, the picture I had. I said, "Well, my dad was probably ripping your ticket as you went through as a young boy."
So that just comes full circle.
And again, the importance of a movie theater, because you wouldn't have that connection, right?
Thank you as always.
Always a great time. Always.
Don't leave yet,
Oh,
because
okay.
you're going to have to take your microphone off, but we're not out yet.
Not out of the woods.
We have upcoming after this longer break, and we take a slightly longer break these days just so the microphones don't walk out the door. We have to do a switch. So upcoming, we have the ladies of the Y, the local Y. Well, it's not just the local Y. It's 3 branches of the local Y plus a camp. So stay with us, watch these local commercials, give these people business, because darn it, they're responsible for our being here, as is Valenti Subaru at Dunn's Corners. So we will be back with you in just a few minutes.
At Lathrop Insurance, our core values guide everything we do, because insurance is more than a policy. It is a promise. We care. We treat every client like family. We're solutions driven. We find answers, not excuses. We utilize teamwork. We do what we say because integrity matters, always. And we're always growing. We strive to be better today than we were yesterday. These values have shaped 86 years of service to Rhode Island families and businesses.
I feel very blessed to raise my kids in a great community. Drive by the ocean every day to go to school. I do anything for this community. If you're looking to buy or sell real estate in Southern Rhode Island or Connecticut, give me a call, 401-580-0750.
My name is Robert Toth. I'm the owner of Old Mountain Lanes. We opened way back in 1960. We have 24 lanes of bowling. We are a full-fledged family facility. League bowling. We have cosmic bowling. We have music and entertainment. Food is a big thing here, too. We have 2 great restaurants. We're Old Mountain Lanes, 756 Kingstown Road in Wakefield. We're open 7 days a week. Come on down and see us.
For over 75 years, Belmont Market has been a staple of our community, bringing together local quality fresh food, organic options, and everyday wellness with care you can trust. Belmont Market, a better place to shop.
Experience local excellence with Roof Right Roofing in Charlestown, Rhode Island. With over 40 years of unmatched expertise, Roof Right specializes in architectural shingles and holds the prestigious title of GAF Master Elite Installers. Known for their commitment to the community and support for local initiatives, Roof Right is your trusted partner for all of your home's roofing needs. Call today for a free estimate at 401-212-4140.
I'm Ryan Collins. I'm the clinic director, specialized orthopedic physical therapy. Every time you come in, you work one-on-one with the physical therapist, personalized one-on-one care with that person. Working with Wood River is very beneficial because we have great relationships with all the doctors. Do not hesitate to give us a call, come in for an evaluation, or talk to your doctor and they can refer you to physical therapy.
I'm Dr. Devin Barley. I own Greenwich Bay Chiropractic right on Main Street in East Greenwich. We are a chiropractic office that offers services like therapeutic exercise as well as non-surgical spinal decompression therapy. Even if you're dealing with a chronic health issue that you just kind of say it is the way that it is, there are so many people that we've been able to help who thought that they didn't have any other options. If you're dealing with things like arthritis, headaches, low back pain, disc injury, pain down your leg or your arm due to a disc injury, those are great cases for us, and those are people that we've been able to help quite a bit.
Wood River Health provides medical, dental, and behavioral health care to over 10,000 people a year, even when they can't afford to pay for the care they need. The cost of providing healthcare services has increased, and the grant funding we receive doesn't fully cover the cost of patient care. We, like other community health centers across the country, count on community support to keep our doors open. With your help, we can keep serving as a safety net for your neighbors. Will you help us invest in our mission?
Blinds, shades, shutters. You can do a lot of exterior shades, some sun protection or bug screens, window tinting, or different decorative options on business windows, conference rooms. I'm Cliff.
I'm Taylor.
And we're with Bumblebee Blinds.
For over 75 years, Belmont Market has been a staple of our community, bringing together local quality fresh food, organic options, and everyday wellness with care you can trust. Belmont Market, a better place to shop.
Blinds, shades, shutters. You can do a lot of exterior shades, some sun protection or bug screens, window tinting, or different decorative options on business windows, conference rooms. I'm Cliff.
I'm Taylor.
And we're with Bumblebee Blinds.
At the Ocean Community YMCA, community means showing up across 4 branches and 2 summer camps, all rooted in one shared mission. Every day we bring people together to grow stronger in spirit, mind, and body. From fitness floors to youth programs, from lifelong friendships to unforgettable summer memories. No matter your age or stage of life, there's a place for you here to belong, to thrive, and to be supported. This is the place where everyone belongs. This is the Ocean Community YMCA.
Oh, here we are. We're back. I was looking for me. I was looking for the opening.
Your opening is on a different page than their commercial. Oh my God, Rona, you are hiding yourself.
I know.
Okay.
I know. It's amazing. We opened this. We took some out, and it looks like it hasn't been touched. That's how it is.
That's amazing.
During COVID, Bill was telling us people came by, and because the theater wasn't open for patrons, but they were making the popcorn. So people would come by and they had a drive-up situation. He'd sell them that and they'd go home and watch movies.
Oh, amazing.
So anyway,
Does that still exist? Asking for a friend.
Yeah, can we go do that?
yes, only doing it for friends. We have with us, and I don't ever make notes, so I'm doing this out of my head, and I hope I pronounce your name correctly. Sheila, is it Liddy or Lighty?
Liddy.
It is? Yes. And you are president, CEO, head broad at the Y.
That's correct. Yes.
And the Y here is 3 Ys. It's the main Y, it's Arcadia, and it's Nike, is it?
Yes.
Nike family in Mystic.
Yes. So we, but we also have a 4th branch within the last year and a half. So our Camp Watchhog is now its own branch in Charlestown.
Okay, I mentioned before the break you had a camp, but I didn't realize. But that's not like a Y that you go to work out.
It's not a membership Y, but it is its own individual branch. Yeah,
been there since 1948.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, long time.
And with Sheila, I have Megan Toscano, and I just wrote down development. I know you've got a bigger title.
That's fine. Yeah, director of development. Yeah.
Nice way of saying go out and get money.
Exactly. Right.
Okay. The Y since 1948 in this community?
Since 1928 in the Westerly branch. Yes. So we're nearing 100 years in a few years for this location. Yep. And then 1948 was when Camp Watchhog opened.
Needless to say, you're going to have a big party here, aren't you? In
that's
a few
the plan.
years,
Yeah,
a couple of years.
Lots to celebrate.
Well, you just had a ribbon cutting because you did a whole bunch of renovations.
Yes.
Oh, that's outside.
It's spring
wasn't
out.
it?
Yeah.
Our windows are open because it's such a nice day. Yeah, it is gorgeous there now. It really is. And I was explaining to someone yesterday, and she gave me the name of it because I don't know the name of it, but I got to go in this room and play with quick reaction things on a board.
Yes.
And that was great because I had no idea what I was getting into. And I went in there and I thought, oh yeah, you probably do this for the older people. And they go like this. And the guy that's with me, I said to him, can I use 2 hands? And he said, yeah. I said, can I use 2 hands and then put my leg up? He said, yeah. And when I got a score, I was real close to him.
Yeah.
What is this thing called that I fell in love with?
Yeah, they're called Smart Fit boards. So we actually use grant funds to receive that. So that is great for cognitive health, for hand-eye coordination. We use it a lot for our Punchback at Parkinson's program because it does help with that cognitive functioning. But it's all ages.
And
so
it's for quick reaction,
quick
too.
reaction and
because I was
mental.
just kind of slowly doing it. And then he was saying, no, you can go as fast as you want.
Right.
That's
so
all he had to
it
tell
kind
me.
of operates like an adult whack-a-mole. So the
Yes,
a
that's
thing lights up, you
exactly
have to hit it and it moves. But then they also have other games where it'll do, you have to find the A, then find the B, then find the C and go through the alphabet. So it's also working that cognitive function too in that way, not just reaction time. So there's multiple levels to the games you can play depending on how hard you want to go. And we have another one in our new maker space, which is designated for kids.
Yeah.
Kids are loving that.
Yeah,
So it's a lot smaller, but they can
all
really
the
go for
adults at that chamber thing were hanging there. They're all there. It's for kids. We're all sitting there with our glass of wine and playing and stuff. Yeah, that is great.
Yeah, it's fun to have that option for
That
all
is
ages.
not your father's Y or grandfather.
Mhm.
Well, no, even your father's, your mother's, your aunties. The Y has changed.
Yeah.
It's not the old, smelly, dark place with barbells.
Right.
That's true.
It's great.
Yeah.
And you meet people where they are, don't you, as far as what they want to get out of it.
Yeah.
If they just want to play, if they want to, you have a pool.
Mhm.
You only have a pool here, or do you have one in Mystic?
We have one in Mystic as well.
Okay.
Yes, we have 2 pools here and 1 in Mystic.
You have 2 pools here?
We
Yeah.
do.
I did not
One's nice
know.
and warm too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that the mission of the Y is to meet people in communities where they're at. So you kind of take a look at what does the community need, what is missing from here, and adapt and change. And Sheila and Maureen and everyone before us in the Westerly Y specifically has been very open to change and open to renovation and keeping the spaces fresh and interesting because it keeps people wanting to be members, and that's
And the way I can always judge the demographic is when you're coming down the street, you stop for the people who are crossing. And I always look and I see everything. I see teens after school. I see families in the morning. I see moms with little kids. I see a lot of seniors. It really is, and it's active no matter what hours of the day.
It really is. And that really shifted after COVID as well, because now a lot of people have remote and hybrid work schedules, so they can come during some of those off times. So we really don't have a super slow lull moment in our day anymore.
Which is great.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I like is that you're always greeted by the people at the desk. They're not, Bill and I were just talking about that. He was saying how much he hates going into businesses and whoever's behind the counter is on their phone and you have to say, excuse me, you know, are you open, or where is the restroom, or whatever. Your people are very attentive.
That's great. That's great. It's what we want. I mean, we're all about building relationships. That's what sets us apart.
So what will people find who come to your Y, our Y, for the first time, as opposed to maybe they just moved here and they belong to the Y in New Jersey or in California or just another part of the state? What are they going to find here?
That's different from another Y. Well, I think every single Y looks a little bit different based on what those community needs are, like you were saying. So we have some YMCAs that will heavily target the senior demographic, or maybe there's more youth and teens, or just families. And because we have, you just said, all ages, and it's really important that we're meeting the need of each one of those demographics. So I think that's what makes us unique, is it's one-stop shopping. You should be able to stop in at the Y, and there should be something for every single person, no matter what your age.
Importantly, and Ys throughout the country notice this, and we hear it too, is people move to the community and the first place they think to join is a Y, because they maybe had one at their previous location, and they realize that that's a great way to meet people, great way to take classes, start to make connections. So usually the first stop for a lot of people new to the area is a YMCA, because they're so ubiquitous.
What happens when they first come in? What's the process? Somebody walks in, maybe they're from here but have never been to the Y, or maybe they're from Ohio. What's the typical, or is there a typical?
There is, absolutely. So the first thing is we always welcome everybody as they come in, and then we want to do a cause-driven tour, and that just means that as we're walking around and showing,
what are you looking for, what do you want to get out of it?
That's right. And it gives us an opportunity to really share our mission and the impact that we have on the community, and how we can best support them as well during that tour. So after that, then it gives us an opportunity to really key into what their needs are and get them set up and on their way. Get them signed up and
guest
rolling.
passes are always available too. So if someone wants to try it out and see if it's the right fit for them,
so they can try before they buy, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course. The idea is to get people in the door.
Do you have a limit? As far as a minimum, a maximum?
6 months old is, we have a child watch space where a guardian, mom, dad they can drop off, so they can have time to themselves to go get a workout in, take a class, or maybe just sit in the lobby and take a breath. But 6 months old is the youngest that.
So obviously somebody is babysitting that area.
That's right. That's right. It's we have trained staff. It's not a licensed space. It is just a drop-off childcare space with different zones for the different ages. But
so you can't say, I want you to diaper them, feed them, and pay for their college. I'll be back in 18 years.
That's right. But you can drop them off and expect a safe experience and enjoy an hour to yourself.
Yeah, that's really important. We hear a lot from guardians in the community who that is where they find their why, right? it's a place that they can leave their kid in a safe environment, get them to meet other kids, get them to be with trusted adults, and they can read a book in the lobby or just take a moment. And that's what we really find.
I'm
means a
going
lot
to bring up a very controversial subject. Do kids have to be vaccinated?
No. We have no restrictions
Okay.
or anything like that.
Because I know there are childcare places where if the child hasn't been vaccinated, they don't want them in there.
Again, because it's drop off, there's really, I mean, they have to be a member and part of our system and have waivers from their parents, but we don't have any of those restrictions on there.
All right, so 6 months the youngest. What's the oldest?
For that space?
No, for membership.
There is
none.
Max.
Yeah.
All right, so if somebody comes in who's 80, do you require a doctor's note?
No.
No?
We just had a member a couple of months ago celebrate his 100th birthday. So he takes a class every morning at the Y.
Oh, what kind of class? I gotta find out.
Stretch and Go, which is a great class if you're looking for opportunities. But yeah, he was turning 100 years old, so we celebrated his birthday with him. And he really values exercise and being active, and not necessarily.
That's why he got to 100.
That's why he got to. Well, I think he was mentioning more. It's the community too. The social aspect of it is really helpful.
What's your busiest time? The morning, I would think, right?
Morning around 8:30 and
that's later than I thought.
8:30. So most of our classes kind of drive that crowd because we have 3 different studios and the gym that could have classes going on all at the same time. And then again at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the evening is another.
Tell me about the classes. What kind of classes?
We have more than 80 classes a week that we offer.
Oh,
everything from.
So you've got yoga.
Everything from yoga.
Pilates.
Oh yes, yeah.
Balance, Tai Chi.
Zumba,
pickleball.
We have it all.
Yeah.
Pickleball. There is a really popular thing.
Yes, it is. It's so popular, in fact, that we last year renovated our tennis courts in the Mystic branch and our Nike branch to pickleball courts because tennis kind of wasn't really getting the play and those courts were kind of outdated. So we put 6 pickleball outdoor courts in there, and
you immediately
gorgeous.
got seniors, probably.
Yeah, and just a whole group,
all ages. We went from 100 pickleball players to over 800 in less than 6 months.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Many
Where
of
do you
them
put them all?
They come all
from
throughout
all
the
over,
day, so we try to schedule
Well,
pickleball.
I know one who's there all the time. And we're not related, but we have the same last name. And he's there constantly.
Yes.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, he loves it.
It's such a social experience.
So the classes are all levels.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got somebody who maybe never, I'm a yoga person. So if you have someone who's never done yoga, you've got that. And you also have yoga for somebody who's been doing it for 28 years, like me.
We do.
And that is terrific.
And there's our schedules will actually notate if it's beginner or advanced, but all of our instructors are certified and have the ability to offer modifications to anyone that's new coming in or has
That
an
means
injury.
they're good instructors.
Yes, yeah, that's really
Because
important.
if they're not offering modifications, they don't they shouldn't be certified.
That's right.
Because you never know when somebody new is going to come in or maybe not healthy or.
Yeah.
Do you require any kind of doctor requirement, a signed paper from a doctor saying this person is healthy enough to work out?
No, we don't. There's personal training that takes into account some medical or doctor's recommendations. If you're training, specifically if you're coming back from a knee surgery or hip replacement, or
which is like half the population lately.
It seems that way.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was a kid, the big operation was tonsillitis. Have your tonsils out. But now it's like if you're over 50, there goes your knee, there goes your hip.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's important to make sure that our trainers are offering the clientele the proper and safe techniques to recover.
And I'm sure too, a lot of them do come back with either a note from the PT guy or the doctor or somebody saying do this with them, but don't do this.
That's right.
And
That's
the
right.
physical or the personal trainers really take that into account before they set them up. Yeah.
Well, personal trainers are certified, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, and so are our Group X instructors.
Good.
Every all nationally accredited certifications. That's really important to us.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's talk about price, and I don't mean specific
Yeah.
because I know you've got a wide variety, but can someone sign up for I'm just going to come up with this, like I'm signing up for this, but I'm not going to use the pool, or I'm signing up for this, but I don't want classes, or I only want classes, but I don't want the rest of it. Are there different types of memberships?
No.
So you get it all no matter
Get it
what.
all, which is
like
a
it
good
or
thing, I
not.
think. Right.
Yes. And it's one of the reasons why is we hope that once you come in and you join, that we're connecting you to all the things that we have to offer and all the different communities, and it doesn't limit any one person from any
space
any
either. We
space.
would not have
Yeah.
to keep people in the pool or just only
Yeah.
stay in the pool. We want people to be able to explore the whole space. But you can tailor your membership to just be a single family or just
But
a
then-
parent or just one kid.
But they're not forced to. I mean, if someone says, look, I'm here just to swim, don't get me into lifting weights, don't get me into yoga, don't get me into any of that. You're not going to make them do
no,
these things.
no.
They're there if they happen to peek over and say, well, maybe I'll try it
Yes.
once.
The idea is
Yeah.
we'll tour them in the space and hopefully they'll see and talk to some people and get to know some of the other options. But there's so much to do in the pool, even alone. So there's plenty of water exercise and group classes too in there.
Do you have special student rates, for high school and middle school students, or even grammar school?
Right now, at our Arcadia branch, there is a initiative for the high school students from Cheraho. So occasionally we will offer things like that. College, we have winter memberships and summer memberships that really help offer them an opportunity from the time they come home to go back to school.
That's a great idea. Yeah. Do you have, what about for the snowbirds? People that are in Florida.
Lots of snowbirds.
And they just want to come up here
for 3 or 4 months. Yep.
Yeah.
Summer memberships. We
You
get
will
a lot
have
of
a
Mm-hmm.
those.
special membership.
Yeah.
We also allow a lot of our snowbirds, we allow any member to put their membership on hold, and they will not be charged, but it's for 3 months, and then they'll have to come back and or they'll be charged. So that offers an opportunity for our snowbirds to leave in December and come back in March and not really have to stop their membership or start it again. We can do that automatically for them.
What about if someone has to have surgery and they're, and the doctor says, for 6 weeks or whatever, can you freeze their membership for that time?
Yeah. One of the, I think, best things that Y can offer any person is nobody's on a contract. There's no required contract to sign. You're not committing yourself to a time period or longevity of a membership. There's no contract.
So it's not, if you sign up for 12 months, you'll get a deal. You can just sign up. It's X number of dollars a month.
That's right.
Whether you're there 4 months or 40 years.
That's right.
That's,
yeah.
And does that price get held?
It does not. So we do put out, if we're going to have a rate increase, then we notify members at least 30 days prior to that happening. But it's very incremental. We haven't had large rates. I mean, it might be $1 or $2 in total for the largest amount that it would go up.
Do you work with the health insurance companies that do silver sneakers and things? You do.
We
Sounds
do.
like you're very affable people. Work with everybody,
right?
Which is great.
I think the important thing too is we offer financial assistance.
That was going to be my next question. Do you have any kind of scholarships
We
and you turn
certainly
no one
do.
away?
We turn no one away. So if the membership is out of reach, we can take that into account and we can offer sliding scale membership rates. So we offer up to a certain percentage off of the membership monthly or yearly, depending on how you want to work it. And that's really helpful for a lot of the people in our community who need that support. 1 in 5 or 20% of the people at our Ys are relying on that financial assistance. So there's a huge amount of people who are in that space because of the generosity we receive every year. So every year we work to raise that money to be able to offset
I
that.
had heard that 1 in 5 figure Monday night, listening to people from the Westerly Village.
Yeah.
And they also have like a scholarship kind of thing, financial assistance. And they said 1 in 5 take. So it's the same exact, I mean, 20% is a big percentage.
Yeah, we would like to bring that up a lot, especially because when you're at the Y, you're often in rooms or in pools or in gymnasiums where there are a decent amount of people. So imagining what it would look like if 20% less people were able to access would feel like a different space and wouldn't be as inclusive and diverse and exciting as it is. But it is because we're able to offer that. So that's really important. And a huge part of our mission is to make sure it's affordable, and give people the grace where they need it and the support where they need it. So
here's a question. Do you have to go to the Y where your residence is? In other words, if somebody lives on Mason's Island Road or lives in Mystic at all, must they go to the NAIC? Can they come here if they work in Westerly?
We encourage them to check out the other branches, certainly. There's
so
things
that
that are
membership fee will allow them to go anywhere.
Yep, our 3 branches or 3 in-person branches, they have full access to all 3 of those. And we are part of the universal, what's that?
So nationwide membership. So if a Y chooses to participate, which most do, I would say over 90% across the nation, then we offer reciprocity. So if someone's traveling and they come in and they're a member in California and they want to use our Y, and because we participate in that nationwide, we can sign them in and they can come use the facility.
And so it works both ways.
It works both ways.
I have a friend who's a member at your Y, and they go to Las Vegas to visit family January, February, and he goes when he's out there.
Yeah.
And he loves it. He talks about what a great Y they have in Las Vegas.
Oh, we'll have to check that out.
Yeah, we'll have to go.
We'd like to get ideas.
R&D, right?
Well, I can tell you when we take a break, which we're coming to about now, I can tell you who that is because I didn't know if he would want his name on the air. But we will take a break so we can tell dirty laundry stories and all kinds of things that we do during the breaks. Once again, we are being sponsored by the wonderful people from Valenti's Subaru at Dunn's Corners, and also all these other people that you lucky people will get to hear and see while we're gone. Be right back.
At the Ocean Community YMCA, community means showing up across 4 branches and 2 summer camps, all rooted in one shared mission. Every day we bring people together to grow stronger in spirit, mind, and body. From fitness floors to youth programs, from lifelong friendships to unforgettable summer memories. No matter your age or stage of life, there's a place for you here to belong, to thrive, and to be supported. This is the place where everyone belongs. This is the Ocean Community YMCA.
Ever thought about leveling up your fitness game in a fun and meaningful way? Kiefer's Martial Arts on Granite Street has everything you're looking for. Kickboxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and of course, adult karate. It's not just about getting fit, it's about building your self-confidence, discipline, and that unstoppable feeling you get from all your hard work. Stop into Kiefer's Martial Arts today to sign up.
I'm Gretchen Miller. I'm the owner of Martin House Books in Westerly, Rhode Island. We have 2 floors. The top floor is all adults. The bottom floor is children's. We have the cafe here too. That's a separate business, Cafe 1888. Come down to Martin House Books, enjoy a great coffee, and pick out another great read.
The largest reason we opened up Seaside Pharmacy was to help our community better than the big box stores. We get to know you better, fast and friendly service. So we'd love to have you come in and check out Seaside Pharmacy and see what we have to offer.
D&V Mechanical specializes in the installation, maintenance, and servicing of Mitsubishi ductless mini-split heat pump systems. We are certified by Mitsubishi as Diamond Elite Contractors and factory trained and up to date on the proper procedure of the installation and service of Mitsubishi ductless heating and air conditioning ductless heat pumps. We assist with the paperwork to reduce much of the stress-related documentation required to get the state rebates and federal tax incentives. We are not a jack-of-all-trades, master-of-nothing company. We are masters of ductless heat pumps. It's what we do, and it's what we know.
Are you looking for a fresh cut in Westerly? Step into Rio's Barber Shop in Granite Plaza. Whether it's a classic trim or a trendy new look, we've got you covered. Experience the perfect cut for every age and style in a friendly and relaxed atmosphere. At Rio's, it's not just a haircut, it's an experience. Visit Rio's Barber Shop in the Granite Plaza in Westerly or give us a call to schedule your appointment at 401-315-2208. Your style, our craft, Rio's Barber Shop.
I'm Dale Sold, the owner of Shoreline Painting and Cabinet Refinishing. My vision for the company has always been to elevate paint contracting. When you call, you get a live person. Typically, we have estimates out the same day. We have really good communication with our customers daily. We make sure you're completely happy before we leave the project. We service residential and commercial customers. The commercial work we do is typically more community-oriented. We just completed a expansion of our shop. We added 3 more spray booths to allow us to increase capacity. You can find us at 77 Stillman Ave in Pawcatuck. You can find us on our website at shorelinepaintingri.com, or you can call the office 401-834-1684 to book an estimate.
She's everywhere. She's everywhere. She's a man about town and she knows what's going down.
That would be me. I am the man about town. And yes, the weather is going to break. They said thunderstorms late afternoon. So hopefully if you walk, you can run back.
That's right.
Or I can
Yeah.
give you a ride. The Y, by the way, for those of you out in Washington State or England or wherever you're watching this, is right around the corner. You could just about throw a rock through the window.
Very true.
I was asking the ladies, Sheila and Megan, during the break what they would like to talk about, and you have events.
Yes. Well, importantly, we're in the middle of our annual campaign. So that's kind of the big moment for us for the year.
Always, it's like public broadcasting. Always in the middle of the campaign.
Always in the middle of the campaign. We do try and condense it to 6 short weeks. So we're not trying to do it for the whole year. So we do a springtime campaign. We are so fortunate. We work with over 160 volunteers. So volunteers come forward and they fundraise on behalf of the Y. So we provide them with the resources and tools and tips that they need. And then they make pages, they create basically GoFundMe pages, and they work to raise money for the Y. We're aiming to raise
160 people?
Yeah.
In this community?
In this community. And
you
Mystic
are
and Arcadia.
fortunate.
I know. We're very lucky. That's how you know. That's been, yeah. So we've had some campaigners who have been working with us for over 20 years. We have some who've been volunteering with the Y in some capacity for over 60.
They obviously believe in the good it does.
They certainly do. And we're aiming to raise $625,000 this year, which will offset the nearly $800,000 we give out in scholarships. So we have
No, it doesn't.
I know. That's
No, wait a minute. You're giving out 800,000. You're getting 625. I was not brilliant in math, but I know there's a difference.
You're right to notice
about
that. Yeah.
175,000.
Well, it is the mission to never turn anyone away, and we seem to end up usually around $800,000 is what we're giving out. We do have a golf tournament and then a leadership breakfast in the fall, which helps us bridge that gap. But we've been so fortunate every year to the more we raise, the more we're able to do, and the more we're able to give out. And last year, we had an incredible fundraising year and increased our fundraising dollars by about 18% from the year prior, but we increased the impact by 30%. So nearly 1,000 more people were able to receive financial assistance last year because of that increase in donation. So 5,200 people in our community are relying on that support, and it's huge.
Not to be pessimistic, but I know we are not in a good place right now as a country. economically, and they're talking about the fact that it'll probably go down more before it gets better. What do you do to counteract that? Or you just keep doing what you do and hope?
With our campaigners and with our team and with the legacy that we built here at This Y, our donors are some of the most generous and supportive people. So even though the country and maybe finances are difficult, people still believe in the Y and they still believe in what we're doing, and they're still able to give, even if it's less or even if it's not as much, or maybe they take a break, but people come back and they want to give, and those donors mean everything to us. They've really brought us through a lot of hard times. So
years ago, there were Ys. People could stay at the Y.
Yeah.
If they were in a town and they were looking for a cheap bed.
That's how it started, right?
You don't do that, right?
No.
And probably
No.
never did back in 1928.
It did actually
Did
start
they?
as rooms, yes.
Did they?
It was a small house. Yeah. And it was rooming and board. It was more time too. I did actually find some incredible minutes from like 1948 and 1958, and they're talking about the war and what they should do about the blinds in the building. So it's changed a lot, but it did start as room and board, and obviously have moved away from that. We have a closing time.
and you are one of the things about your Y, it's bright and airy and beautiful.
Yeah.
Before we find out more about some of the upcoming stuff, I'm interested, Sheila, from whence did you come?
So
You're not a Westerly person.
I am not. I am now.
You
I
are
am
now.
Yes. So my husband has been in the Navy for over 34 years.
Oh, that answers
yes,
it then.
Yes. So
You've lived everywhere.
We have lived all over. And we're both originally from Missouri. We were high school sweethearts. And so we have been on this journey together for a long time, and it's been amazing. But we found ourselves here in Westerly, landed here, and this is now home. We have.
You're not moving.
We're not moving.
You can put pictures on the wall now.
We can put pictures on the wall. Yes. And my husband just recently took command of the Navy base in Groton, the sub base.
Oh yeah, you're not moving.
We're not moving. And he plans to retire, but I'll believe that when I see it. So. But we're not going anywhere. At least I'm not going anywhere.
Well, good.
Yes.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Okay, so what have you come up with? I see plant sale.
I know. We always
and you always do.
Things.
So I finally got to go to one about 2 years ago, and I got there and they said, "Oh, we just sold out this morning."
Yeah, they're quick. It's early.
It does.
Yes.
It's really popular.
Yes, we have a very lovely. And
you do it twice a year, don't you?
A few times, yes.
Oh.
They've been adding a lot of events. So the Garden Club has been a part of the Y for 50 years at least too.
Yeah.
So that's another big important part, and they're incredibly generous and supportive of both our philanthropic efforts and also our, what we're doing at the Y. So they do this plant sale, and the profits go to Camp Watchog to help send kids to camp who otherwise could not afford it. So
let's talk about Camp Watchog, because we've mentioned it a few times.
Yeah. We'll talk about Camp Watchog all
It's
day.
in Charlestown, isn't it?
Yes.
Camp. We have two camps, Camp Watchog, and that's a very traditional camp with it's on the lake, which I now know is a pond in New England. And we have high ropes course, archery, boating, so it's a very traditional camp. And then we have another day camp that's located at our Nike Family Y, which is also right on the riverfront, the waterfront there, but just has a little bit of a different feel, really focuses on a lot of STEM activities and other things like that. But Camp Watchog has continued to grow and grow and grow. And
can they go just for a week, or do they go for the whole summer? How does it work?
So we have week-long sessions, but they can sign up for every week throughout. So we usually have 10 weeks of camp. So they can come as often we want them to. It used to be 2-week sessions, but that was a lot for families to commit to.
Do parents have to be members of the Y for them to go?
They do not.
Okay.
Busing is available for Camp Watchog.
So if someone is listening in this area and watching this, camp would start as soon as school's out, right?
June 22nd. Yep.
June 22nd. But you got to sign up ahead of that.
Yeah.
So what's the best thing for them to do?
Right to the website. Any of our social pages will link right there too. You can fill out all of the information. If you already are a member, it's even easier. You can just log into your account, add the dates that you'd like. We do have incredible directors that you can reach out to personally too if you're having trouble, or you can walk right into the branch and talk to one of the front desk members about how to work through that and sign up for however many sessions you'd like. But we do have buses that come right to the branch here in Westerly, which is a great opportunity. And then we have buses that also travel.
And this would be the same for if they need financial assistance.
Yes,
they can get that as well.
Yes, again, about 20% of our campers are getting a
It's
discount.
that 1 in 5, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's 1 in 5.
What I just had a thought and it went. I want to go to camp.
I know. It is fun to get out there in the summer. We'll have you
Yeah,
out.
it's got to be. What a nice way to get away.
Yes.
And they do the traditional things. They make lanyards. And,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and all
the
that.
things.
That's what I remember about
Yes.
camp. Terrible food, and you make lanyards.
We have such a
so
good
much
time.
fun.
Yeah. It is chaotic and it's fun and it's loud, but it's
And it's
everything you want.
friendships,
Yeah,
too.
it's everything you want camp to be.
Oh, I know what I was going to ask you. Age. Does it start, say, kindergarten age through high school, or what are the ages?
So it was 4 years old and up. We added the 4-year-old age group when we realized there was such a need. I think right at COVID time. And this year we now have Itty Bitty Camp, which is half day, and that starts at age 3.
Oh, I want to go to Itty Bitty
Doesn't that
camp.
sound fun? Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
some of the
somewhere
younger
I don't
ones
have
can't
to
last a
think,
full
and I can
day.
just
Yeah.
make things.
Yeah,
and
they're
swim.
so fun. They're so fun.
And then they go right up and then they can become at 14 counselor in training. So they can now graduate to be
good.
kind of more of a leadership role. And that's really great to transition kids out of camp, but maybe parents still need childcare. But then now they can transition into work. And what does that mean for them? And what do they need to learn in order to
That'll be
to
great
a
on a
counselor?
resume too.
Yes,
when
for
they're
sure.
applying for college or a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our goal is to capture them at Itty Bitty Camp and keep them all throughout all of the ages, graduate to counselor in training, and then become a junior counselor and then a senior counselor. And it helps a lot of kids stay employed through college. So it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, we're really lucky to.
Yeah.
The thing that is so great, I mean, I've always noticed it about Megan, and I noticed it about you. You guys smile all the time,
Yeah.
which is wonderful.
Yeah.
It means, I mean, for you, it labels you as not being a Northeasterner by birth. I have a cousin who lives in Raleigh, North Carolina, and when I go down there, she says to me, you know, everybody can tell you're not from here. And I said, why? She said, because you keep your eyes down. And you don't say, hey, when you go into a store to somebody.
New England.
And I guess it's a New England thing, a Northeastern thing.
Yeah.
And then I remind her that she was born and raised in New Jersey, but she's lived a long time in North Carolina, so that does it. But yeah, which means seriously that you love what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard you speak, and when the chamber was there for the open house, I mean, I could see you a mile away. Several of you were lined up as people came in, and it was your smile.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind.
But I'm not saying it to be kind. I'm saying it because it's true. Really.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest, and I've said this to Sheila before, you know, this position, the way I get to work is basically living in a state of gratitude where I get to be writing thank you letters all day and talking to volunteers who are so generous and donors who are so kind. So it kind of just happens where I just get to live in this state where I'm thankful and grateful because I'm practicing it every day. So that definitely is a job related side effect, I would say.
I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to aim myself to Sheila, but you can chime in because you've been there longer than Sheila, right?
Sheila's been here longer. Yeah.
I didn't realize that. How long have you been here?
I've been at the Y for 3 years.
That's it?
Yeah.
I thought they built the building around you. I really did. I mean, you really are. And how long?
6 years.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So asking, what do members, I mean, everybody has, there are always people who are going to complain about something. It's too hot, it's too cold. My towel had a shred in it, that kind of thing. But what do people ask for And what would they like to see you have that you don't have? I can't imagine what you don't have. Well, I know what you don't have where I live. You don't have a pool. I live right near Arcadia, so.
Right, that's a great example. Yeah.
But what are they asking for, or what do they really love?
So we have over 18,000 members. So to
Are
meet,
you kidding me?
So no.
With the three.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And so
We'll talk later.
So to meet the need of 18,000 people is, we know that's impossible.
Yeah.
But we do offer.
It's like villages around here
it
don't
really
have
is.
18,000 people.
Well, we see our members kind of create a village within their village at the Y. So I think what we typically see is, we want to pull in a gym at Arcadia that we're not able to provide that, and that separates the services we can provide at the other two branches. And often it could be just as simple as wish that we had more spin classes at 5 a.m. or later classes or more lap swim time.
Well, you're never ever
Right.
going to please everybody.
We won't.
But
we
when you
certainly try.
say things like, we took, I think what you said at Nick, you took away the tennis, but you put in pickleball.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got, 6 people that got mad at you because you took away tennis.
Right.
But
right.
way more people love you because you put in pickleball.
Correct. The last couple of years, we've been able to provide some updates to our Westerly branch, and one of the renovation, that we hesitated, but it was the right thing to do, is expand our gymnastics studio, which meant we had to take one of our racquetball courts away, and we left one. And that's a perfect example. We certainly didn't want to take that away from our racquetball players, but now we have 300 kids in gymnastics versus a handful of racquetball players each day.
So some decisions have to be made sometimes.
Well, yeah, but that's true of life. I mean, you always have to make some concessions.
Yeah.
That is absolutely true.
I think the latest need has been really providing a space for our youth and teens, which is why the lower level renovation occurred. So I've said it, I keep saying it over and over because it's true. The best thing that the best program you can provide for a youth or teen is the YMCA. They don't want to come and be supervised in a class or have something structured in a program.
You're answering my next question. I was going to say, how safe is it if somebody comes in and says, I haven't worked out in 25 years. I don't know how to do this. There's someone to show them how to work equipment.
Oh, yes.
All the time, and how to do things safely without being hurt.
Yes.
But if somebody comes in and says, get out of my way, it's morning, I hate mornings, I got to go to work from here, I want to just, ride the bike, do the elliptical and go away.
Yes.
They can do that
They
too.
can do that too. And you really quickly learn what members are doing. You get to know them, and don't talk to them until after their workout. They'll be very friendly after that, but let them get in and wake up.
Sounds like what Carly Callahan told me. If I'm on the elliptical, I don't want to talk. I just want to do it.
That's right.
If headphones are on, that's a sign to the
Yeah.
world, right?
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. But now, when you come in, whatever membership you have and you pay for, it covers everything.
Yes.
Does it give them a locker? Do they have to? They have to bring their own towels, I would assume, right?
Bring your own towels, and we don't have locker rentals. It's same day use only. So to
Bring a lock,
bring your lock,
And it's just whatever is an open locker, it's yours.
Yeah. And if you're using the wellness floor, we have cubbies. It's safe. I'm there all the time. I pop my stuff right in there. And as far as safety for children too, I'm bringing my kids every day. Mine are of the age now where they can be dropped off, which is a new and exciting thing for them because they get to.
But are you of the age where you pick them up? If you say, no, I don't have any kids. Not mine.
Right. But that's been such a beautiful place. There's not a lot of spaces in towns and communities anymore where you can really trust that your children will be safe and they can learn how to talk to adults and move about in their community and practice autonomy. So for him to be able to do that now, I really value that. We have this safe space where he can learn how to check in by himself and talk to the people and go play basketball with someone older or younger. And I think that's what the Y is all about, is that space in the community where you're welcomed and where you can test things out in a safe and practice environment. And as far as like health safety too, like every single person in that building is AED, CPR, first aid certified. I am, and I'm in development, you know, so we're all there ready to go if there's an emergency.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
And also, I was picturing in my head as you were talking, you've got this giant parking lot across the street, which is free parking.
Yeah.
I know the Arcadia one has a super giant parking lot
Yes, they do.
because it's in an area where a lot of businesses had gone out and it's plenty of parking.
Mhm.
And Mystic's got, I've been there.
Yeah.
You've got plenty of parking in Mystic and it's free parking. So
I wish
no
the town of
excuse.
Richmond was big enough to support that entire strip just being the YMCA.
Yeah.
We do too. Yeah,
That
we
was,
do too.
That was
Yeah.
my, Roman, is there an extra mic over there?
Yes.
You can just throw it.
I'm not going to throw it like you do to me.
Thanks. The Arcadia Y was my childhood. Actually, the Westerly Y was my childhood YMCA. And then when I was in late middle school, high school was when Arcadia got built. And I wanted like weeks of my life cumulatively have been spent at the Arcadia Y. And what was great was we spent a lot of time in the gym and working out in the gym, learning how to lift weights, the football team going in there, like all of our friends. I was actually talking to my girlfriend Jackie last night about how much I loved how I fell in love riding the exercise bike. Fell in love with riding the exercise bike when I was like 12 at the YMCA, and I was like, this is the best thing ever. I know I didn't learn how to ride a bike as a kid, but the exercise bike at the Y was my favorite thing in the world. But there was always that teen room. And at the Arcadia Y, it was right behind the door when you walked in. It was right behind the place where you sign in. And so the reason why I bring that up is what you've done with the renovations of the teen area downstairs is so incredible. My nephew's birthday party was at the Y last year. It was awesome.
But he's gonna be mad he didn't have it in that.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, sports lounge. I bet, right?
Well, yeah. And then when we made the video for you guys, the commercial for you guys, Patrick was telling me all about the youth sports lounge, the esports lounge and stuff, and like that's always been the Y though. My point is, right, like some people may see that and go like, well, that's the YMCA is about basketball and swimming and you know, and it's like the YMCA is everything. Like there's a reason why you belong at the YMCA. Like we all belong at the YMCA. There's something for everybody. And there always has been. Like in the 90s when the Arcadia Y opened, I played foosball for hours. Like hours.
It's a place, right?
It's a place to go hang out with your friends. And by the way, like the people that were hanging out inside the YMCA were doing a lot better than the people that were hanging out outside of the YMCA back in the 90s in, you know, in Wyoming over there. And like it was a really special place for me growing up. It's a special place now. It was a special place when I was a kid, going with my aunt here on Thursday nights and Monday nights when she went to water walking when I was a kid. It's always been a special part of the community. During COVID, I got to read some diaries from people that lived through the 1918 flu pandemic, and they were talking about the events the lectures that they went to at the YMCA and the library and all of these things, and like the pieces of our community that are the fabric of our community. So much of it starts at the Y, and it's something for everybody. And I think that's really, really awesome. So if I thank could you. add, I mean, that's great. What you just said should be written and put in one of your brochures. But a disclaimer, again, I'm always keenly aware of people all over the country and all over the world listening. When he was saying something about or against or slightly negative about Wyoming, we're talking about that's The village of Wyoming is in Rhode Island, and it's where this branch is. We are not knocking your state.
No, I'm knocking the state of Wyoming.
Cowboy guy.
I'm personally knocking the state of Wyoming. Cheyenne, you can, I'm kidding. But and honestly, I have nothing to say against Richmond either. I love Richmond. I love Charahoe.
And Richmond is not Virginia. It's also Rhode Island.
That's right. And I grew up
we're a little state. We have to steal names.
And I grew up in Carolina.
That's right.
Yep,
you did.
Which was in Washington County. All right, never mind.
But really, what you just said about the Y is so true. It's and whether you're talking about the Y in Philadelphia or in Westerly, Rhode Island, it is a part of people's growing up, and it is the fabric of a community. Definitely.
I have a question for you guys that I'll, you know what? I'm going to ask it on air instead of off air because maybe it'll help somebody else. Okay. One thing about moving to Westerly that I was very excited about with the Y is the pool, right? And I have a question because I have PTSD and I have anxiety issues and stuff. My question is this: there's a pool that is like more humid, and then a pool that's less humid, right?
Yep, a warmer. Warmer. Yeah.
What is the room itself, right? Like the heated pool is more humid in the room.
Sure.
Which ones are which?
So we have Fuller Pool, which is our lap swim pool, and we keep that at a slightly lower temperature because there's typically more movement and lap swimming swim team, and then our Buckley Pool is our warm pool, and that's used for their therapeutic movement or swim lessons. Our family
everything.
Swim,
that's the one that Okay, awesome. Listen, I'm just wondering. I could have called and asked at any point in the last 2 years, but I like lap swimming. Swimming is my favorite thing in the entire world, and I literally live next door to the Y, and I don't know why I haven't just asked.
Get in there.
But
the more humid, we have to keep the temperature 2 degrees higher than the water temperature. So if you're cold, just walk onto the Buckley pool deck and you will warm up immediately. Yes. So
can I come in?
Yes.
I mean, fully dressed. Can I come in?
Yeah. There's a really beautiful community that comes every single morning to our pools, and those little connections and those little friendships that are built, we hear about them in our classes and our pools and pickleball and all sorts of things. Those are really what I think is the Y and what makes it special.
You've used that word community a number of times in this last hour. And that's apparently what it is, little communities, not cliques.
No.
But because somebody new comes in, they'll embrace them, right?
They'll find a spot. Yeah.
I live so close to the Y that I live closer to the pool than I do the front door of the Y. And when
can't go in the back door.
And no, that's not what I'm asking. Although I will angle that way. When it gets refilled or something, the whole neighborhood smells like chlorine for a little bit. And I just stand outside and go, this is life. I love this so much. This is my favorite thing in the world. I love living directly next to the pool. So anyway, sorry that I've hijacked the show about how much I love the YMCA for the last 8 minutes.
That is quite all right, but you hijacked it right up to closing.
Awesome.
So we will see you next week, and I normally will tell you who's going to be on, and I didn't write it down before I left. It's always in my head, but not now, it isn't. So I will sign off my normal way by wishing everyone a very good week, and please take some chances in life, because in the words of Commissioner Reagan, risk is the price you pay for opportunity. So go after some opportunity, be kind to each other, have a good week. We'll see you then.